All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our Super Bowl 50 predictions video, part two, as well as some pro wrestling rants that we will be doing. I definitely am looking forward again to hearing what Matthew's thoughts are on some of the things that I heard from JD from New York. But anyway, we were leaving off at the point where Matthew was about to give his prediction on Super Bowl 50. So, Matt, take it away. Finish what you were about to say.
I was just talking about, like I said, leaving personal opinions aside. You got to look about which team has the better experience when it comes to being in a Super Bowl. So,
Well,
yeah,
let me put it to you this way. If you're talking about experience in the Super Bowl, the Denver Broncos have been in the Super Bowl several times and have had more losses than wins. They've only
yes,
won.
but you learn from losses. You get better. You get stronger. What doesn't kill you, you just get right back up and you keep on hitting. You know all those other
Matthew,
cliches.
wait, hold on a second. The Denver Broncos only won two Super Bowls, and that was when they had Terrell Davis and John Elway in 1998 and 99. Now let me put it to you this way, Matt. Uh, they had a running game. They don't now, and they didn't before in Super Bowl 43 with Peyton Manning as well. So it was kind of disappointing to see them get their asses kicked by Seattle. But yeah, with all that aside, they have a great defense now, so that should help them in the long run. But outside of those two Super Bowl wins, 98 and 99, they have not done anything at all in the Super Bowl at any time when they make it. So just pointing that out there for you.
Oh, I got to take a shit on my whole theory of what's going to happen. You feel good now? You feel good now that you cut me? Cut me deep, bro.
I didn't exactly cut you deep, truthfully, because at the end of the day, defense wins, and that's what Denver has. The only way I could see Denver losing is if Carolina keeps Denver on the field for long periods of time, and Carolina has more possession time of the ball. That's where Denver's defense needs to come in, and that's where they'll win the game. Otherwise, they're fucked. But I don't believe that Denver is going to get fucked in this game. I think they're going to win, as I've already mentioned in part one. So, continue on with a little bit more emphasis on what you feel about Denver winning this game. What will help them?
Well, the fact that they've got a great quarterback, that'll be a big help, and their defense is pretty solid, as you keep repeating yourself over and over again. But then
Pretty.
again, Carolina is hungry. They want that Super Bowl win. They lost one game all season, so fortunate for you, they will not tie, Dolphins undefeated record.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to ever take away that undefeated streak that Miami got. And I can explain to you why on that. And then after that, we'll go into Johnny Manziel because we brought that up in part one. Um, the Miami Dolphins, I think, had the most unique situation. I think they had a great defense and great offense at the same time. I don't think any team really had that same type of situation to the point where all the talent, all the teams that they played against that year could even match up to Miami's offense and defense. So that's the reason why they walked away. I don't see that ever being duplicated. I don't see anybody being able to do something like Miami did. Not to mention in today's day and
Not
age.
even the current Miami. Hello?
Yeah, not even who.
The current Miami Dolphins can copy that.
No. The current Miami Dolphins couldn't wipe my ass. So all that being said, yeah, I don't believe that's going to happen. But yeah, the reason why is because there's too many games that occur in a football season now. We have 16 regular season games, and then if you don't make since if you're 16 and 0 in the regular season, and then move on to the playoffs, you got 3 other games to play: divisional game, the championship game of your conference, and then the Super Bowl. So playing all those games really escalates the undefeated streak even more and puts it more on the line. So yeah, I don't see that really happening ever again, or being duplicated or overcoming. The only close team that could do that was New England, and New England lost. Which, by the way, they were actually one of the top scoring teams in the NFL that year when they were undefeated too in 2007. And then the Grateful Giants kicked their ass 21-17 in Super Bowl 42. Probably the greatest moments in football history. I absolutely loved it. Anyway.
Anytime New England gets their ass kicked, it's a good day in my book.
I like Tom Brady. I can't lie about that. So I'm not going to say that I hate him.
A lot of wrestling supports cheaters. Let the world know that.
Tom Brady's not a cheater. Shut the fuck up, okay? Just shut your mouth. All right. But yeah, he is a good quarterback too. But Tom Brady definitely needs to get away from that fucking team because they have nothing but drama and issues. But getting off of that subject, let's get on to Johnny Manziel. Now, Matt, I did a lot of talking. I'm going to let you take away and have some airtime to speak your mind about this situation with this goonbag Johnny Manziel. Go ahead.
Well, pretty much. He came out, just pretty much big time hype. Did okay for his first season, then just died on everyone.
Died on everyone. Dude, he did more than that. He went ahead, he was a party animal, which didn't help him out.
Oh
he
yeah,
beat
committed
the
career
shit out
suicide.
That is number one thing that didn't help him. And number 2, he just recently is being announced that he's going to be released by the Browns because he decided it was okay to beat the shit out of a woman.
Yeah, not very smart.
So he's basically what you could say is Justin Bieber of football. Only Justin Bieber didn't beat the shit out of any woman. He just was a reckless idiot.
Douche.
Yeah, pretty much. But Johnny Manziel, he's more than just a reckless idiot. He's a fucking dumbass.
He was gifted with talent. He just blew it all away on who knows what.
There's belief that he might have been intoxicated on other things besides just alcohol. Like
great. Throwing some blow. Who knows?
That might be a possibility. I'm not quite sure on that, and really could give a shit less. All I know is this guy was heavily hyped. Oh, he's gonna be Johnny Football. How the fuck does one get a name like that unless they are a absolute phenomenal quarterback? You don't hear Peyton Manning. You don't hear Tom Brady. You don't hear any of these other quarterbacks.
You don't hear Drew Brees.
You don't hear any of these quarterbacks getting football as the nickname towards their actual name. Ever. Nope. And they're 10 times better than this little schmuck.
Yeah, pretty much. He was all hype. Nothing more, nothing less.
Huh?
Yeah, he was all hype, and he didn't...
You cannot...
I'm saying he was nothing but hype, and he did not live up to everyone's expectations, and now he's just an asterisk in football.
Pretty much, and I have to admit this. Tim Tebow was a 10 times better quarterback than Johnny Manziel.
Oh, then tell me, how do you feel about Tim Tebow?
Tim Tebow, it's a shame that he didn't make it in the NFL as a top-notch quarterback, but, you know, being in the situation that he's in with not having an arm that is accurate, he needed to be placed on a different position, but he refuses to move to something else where he would work a lot better in. I think a tight end, running back situation would be good for him, but he refuses to do that. He wanted to be a quarterback, and he ended up being a second and third string quarterback on other teams, and most of the time getting released. So he's been just a nothing. He's just been able to get hooked on teams for a little while and then get cut anyway.
Yeah, you gotta play with your strengths. If you're not gonna be, even if you want to, everyone wants to be a quarterback, but if you're not gonna be good enough, you just gotta go with what you're good at. I mean, I'm sure Tebow would have been a great running back or receiver or whatever.
Yeah, definitely a running back would have been the best position, or a tight end. Point being is because he could run that ball as good as anybody. He had a ton of heart. You could see that in that Denver Broncos and Pittsburgh Steelers game in the wild card game that he had. He fought with a lot of heart, and he won that game mostly on will and heart. That's all that was. And against New England, unfortunately, he just got his ass kicked. But he didn't go away looking like a chump. I have to admit
Okay,
that.
before we wrap things up with football, any predictions on the final score?
Final score, I'm gonna have to say probably like 27-24.
I think it's probably going to be down to like 28 to maybe 24 or it's going to be probably a 3-point game, like maybe 21-17, somewhere around there.
I can't believe you said 28-24. They have a thing going on in our new apartment where they're allowing people there to make a prediction on the score, and if they're close to the actual score it is, they win a $50 Visa gift card. My dad put it down as 28-24. You can believe that shit.
Me and your dad think alike.
Pretty much. I think that's kind of funny. But anyway, now that we're done with the football talk and all that, let's get into what we are actually here, what our station is all about, and it's about wrestling. So
Woo!
top thing that I mentioned that I heard on JD from New York off of his off the script shows. He has 3 parts throughout the entire weekend. Just to familiarize you guys with this, in case you're not sure of JD from New York 206. But if you have not checked out his channel, I definitely recommend it. He mentions on one of his episodes this past weekend that there is already heat on AJ Styles. What do you think about this shit, Matt?
What, is it because of the Styles clash, or is it because they're worried that he might break people's ankles with his calf killer? When they're calling calf crusher.
No, there's belief by Dave Meltzer that he has heat on him for creative issues.
What? Because he owns the right of AJ Styles. Nobody can't tweak any of that shit.
Well, I don't know what the deal is. I read that him and Vince McMahon had a very good talk based on what AJ Styles said in an interview on a radio station, that he was very satisfied with the conversation they had two weeks before he was actually announced to go ahead and be in the Royal Rumble between him and Vince McMahon. He said that Vince McMahon sat down with him and discussed his character, what it would be like, and with him being as small as he is and not as big as he is in comparison to other guys, he wants him to be like an underdog character, but a tough guy who doesn't take no shit from nobody, and try to have a character that leans towards more like who he is as himself in real life. Which is a smart decision on his part to do that for AJ Styles, because that's what AJ has been doing most of his career. The only time I've seen AJ really not act as himself and acted differently from his character was when he was hooked up with Ric Flair. That was about the only time in TNA that I saw him acting differently than his normal self. through the
That's because
character that he.
they wanted to try a heel turn. They figured partnering up with Ric Flair, imitating Ric Flair, would be a good deal, and it didn't turn out all that well. I didn't like AJ as a heel, partnering
Well,
with Ric Flair.
I liked it. No, here's the thing. AJ was a great heel in New Japan Wrestling. That's what
Oh
he
yeah,
was in New Japan. And the reason
yeah.
why is he was acting natural. He wasn't acting, out of character or trying to be something else that he isn't.
No,
Um,
so my point was he was trying to imitate Flair, and it didn't really work. He can be a
yeah,
heel. He can be a heel on his own as himself, but don't try to imitate someone.
yeah, that's true. And there's another thing. They're trying to do that now with Charlotte, and it kind of isn't working in a way. Some people like it, some people don't. It's getting mixed reactions. I don't know what Joe Cronin's opinion on that. Have you heard anything about his opinion on Charlotte being like her father or anything? What he thinks of
And
it?
I think he mentioned like it just contradicts how she originally started out saying that she didn't want to be compared to Flair, and then now that she's in the main roster, they want to partner up with her dad, to give her more heat. And I guess you can take it or leave it, whether you like it or not. I think it's kind of bad because she was a much better wrestler when she was just being herself.
Well, if you think about it, Matthew, it actually is kind of a good idea to do as a heel turn situation because she contradicted herself to the audience. She said she never wanted to be like her father, wanted to be a straight laced person, didn't have to look for shortcuts, fought hard to be the best. And heel or not heel, that's what she did in NXT, I'm pretty certain. I didn't
Yep.
watch every little thing that she did in NXT, but majority of the time, like, the takeovers, I seen what she did in the ring, and it wasn't nothing backdoor, shortcut, or anything like that to win a match. That is actually a good heel turn because she's turning her back on everything she said and valued in NXT and became too stuck up for herself and too egotistical to the point where she's not the same person she once was, which makes her a very good heel in my opinion because she's going against everything she said. So that makes sense. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but her being like her father, I don't know. It kind of works. It kind of does, in my opinion. I'm kind of
Okay,
flipping
so
on that.
what's okay? So off that, what's this whole heat with AJ? WWE want
So
to
far, there
mess up with his
hasn't been
character?
it hasn't been anything really announced by Dave Meltzer, but there is talk that he has heat on him based on the fact that him and Vince McMahon now are having issues creatively with his character, when before they were okay with it, which I don't know why they would have any problems with each other with that after they already discussed before he signed.
Okay, let's just. What kind of problems they're having? Because let's face it, outside of his couple of matches he had with Jericho, Curtis Axel and Miz, no one, no one, they're not letting AJ, talk at all.
Yeah,
He's,
that's
he's not expressing himself.
I think that might be the issue. I think AJ is voicing his opinion on that. I think that is the real reason. There has not been any announcement, so people don't take what I say as is or anything like that. I have no resources of any kind on the situation. I'm just saying my own prediction and what it could be. And that is the fact that I think AJ Styles is getting pissed off at the fact that he's in promos, but he's not able to talk and have no time to speak. I think that's what the real issue is, especially with that Miz situation. I think that was a crock of shit. I don't think you have a
And they
person on. Go ahead, Matt.
and they're even blowing a perfectly good match. I mean, granted, you get AJ versus Jericho again, but it's on SmackDown this week. Why not save it for Fastlane?
No, not even that. What would have been really good on SmackDown is Jericho came out and looked at him and says, okay, you got one over on me. Say all the same things he said. I was expecting this. Why don't you and I go one-on-one at the biggest stage of them all,
That's a
WrestleMania
little too.
32?
That's actually a little too soon right now. You got to focus on
No, 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 no.
Fastlane right.
That's the thing. They used to build off of stuff in February or late January after the Royal Rumble and build this up all the way to WrestleMania. That's how the old school way WWE used to do. Now, I know
Well,
you're going to say that's not what WWE does anymore. But
yeah,
with this kind of...
the old way is dead. Vince took it out back and shot it in the head. And now
Well,
he's too dumb to even think about what's best for business.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You'll laugh at what JD from New York said. He said that he believes Vince McMahon was abducted by aliens, and this ain't the real Vince McMahon anymore. Because this guy is just fucking off the chain. I don't think he has any idea what the hell is good for business anymore.
No, he's too senile anymore now.
I don't know how he could be senile at the age of 70. He's a very active human being. Maybe he's not getting enough sleep and he's losing his mind.
Look, he took too many stunners and too many hospital bedpans to the head. He's not thinking straight.
That's a good one. I like that. But no, seriously, Matt, AJ Styles versus Jericho should be at WrestleMania 32. Not at Fastlane, not at any place. It should be at WrestleMania 32. That ending of Raw with those two in that match was a great beginning course and build-up to their match at WrestleMania. No doubt about it. I figured right then and there that match was going to be set. There is another situation, and you know what you said with them doing a match with AJ versus is save, do that match right then and there at Fastlane, and then have AJ Styles go up against Kevin Owens at WrestleMania, since Kevin Owens eliminated AJ Styles. So you could say, you get AJ to win the match against Chris Jericho again for the second time, and then have Kevin Owens.
Speaking of Owens, did you catch that match I told you about?
Nah, I didn't. I've been doing other shit and going out trying to get out of the house and not sit around so much. But I'll definitely check out that match. I'm very certain the match was very good. It's over 20-something minutes long.
Yeah,
so,
like I said, if WWE needs to turn Kevin Owens back to that type of character, yeah, they can cut back on, constantly swearing, because he does drop the F-bomb.
Well,
during the match.
I mean, if they make him go back to what he was when he was rivaling with John Cena and Sami Zayn, that was the Kevin Owens of old.
Yes, they need to bring back Mr. Wrestling.
That's all they got to do. That's all they got to do. It's simple as that. They don't have to do anything spectacular, anything complicated or hard. Just bring back the old Kevin Owens instead of whimpering and whining Kevin Owens, who still can produce a good match, but his character-wise is absolutely horrible.
Yeah, that's the worst thing about WWE right now. Vince just has a tendency of fucking up people's characters once they start getting decent.
Yeah, the issue is that he just does not allow them to be themselves. That is the issue. See, Attitude Era, even in the Ruthless Aggression era, you still got to see the people play the characters with some of their own personality as they are in real life on television. Here, it's just, what you could say is a hollow type of experience that the audience gets from this fucked up show. So, in all honesty, it's just straight up fucking dumb.
So basically, the only heat is that they're not letting AJ express himself, and
that's just my prediction. Don't say that that's factual, because I don't want people coming
okay, that's your prediction. What they're happening, and what's actually happening is something about some heat building up, and
it's unknown at this time. That's all I'm saying.
All right, it's unknown what the cause is, but in your opinion, in World of Wrestling's viewpoint, is they're not letting AJ express himself.
Yes, not allowing him to talk during promos. I mean, you look at that promo. Come on, man. You're going to throw one of the hottest commodities of a free agent like AJ Styles at this present time in
I
our
will give him
era
this
of
credit though.
wrestling, huh?
Yeah, they're not doing a good job, but they're. I'll give them credit. They're doing a slow build up. And are you there? Okay, good. You're moving now. I thought maybe you got disconnected again.
No, I'm not disconnected. I'm waiting for you to say what you were going to say.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. The point is, it's been a slow build up. He made his debut at the Rumble. They look like they're trying to hold out on the Styles Clash during the match, and even with Jericho, they hold it out on that. And then then on SmackDown they introduced it against Curtis Axel, and then next week when he faced Miz, they introduced the Calf Killer. So they're slowly building up his moveset.
Yeah, I think that's an okay thing, but they should be doing it on Monday Night Raw because that's where they get most of their audience views. That's
Well,
number
who
one.
knows? Maybe at a pay per view if they actually do Jericho versus Styles at Fastlane, maybe they'll have him win with the Spiral Tap.
I guess that would be a good idea. I mean, really, to be honest with you, what they're doing with AJ Styles is good and bad. What they're doing good is they're putting him against good, decent names, except for The Miz. I think that was retarded, and Curtis Axel. But they were all on SmackDown, which is a good thing. I mean, SmackDown doesn't get a lot of views, so they're allowing the finishing maneuvers to be hit on the less important characters that's on this program. So that's a smart move on their part, and they're kind of like teasing the audience, giving them reason to watch SmackDown because they want to see that move be performed by AJ Styles. So that is a smart move, I think, in on their part, but I still think that's a little stupid to do. Uh, but yeah, he
But
needs
even
to be, if he's placed on television to do a promo with someone, and this isn't the first time this has happened. It happened with Chris Jericho too when he was to face Chris Jericho one-on-one on Monday Night Raw the night after. So all in all, he has not had the opportunity to express who his character is, talk to anybody, and has been cut off and placed in promos where he can't even fucking communicate with the audience. What's the point in doing that? None. So, I'm pretty certain he's getting pissed at Vince about that situation. So that's where
yes,
I believe that that's coming from. Now,
yeah,
something else I
or it could be
heard.
all part, or it could be a part of all some sort of big storyline to build him up to be the next guy by making him some sort of refusing him to talk and express himself. Who knows? Now,
Mhm.
there. I heard a very faint rumor. You actually mentioned this. You mentioned that they're gonna actually cut the Undertaker Braun Strowman match. Is that legit? Because I don't want to see that at WrestleMania.
Well, here's something that's going to blow you away. Two different things that I heard on JD from New York.
Is it involving Cena? Because I also heard he might come back.
Yes, JD believes that, and I kind of agree with this, and it would be a smart decision on their side to do this. They're trying to hold off and see if maybe Cena can show up for WrestleMania 32, and if it is the case, they are more than likely going to do Undertaker versus John Cena. But if not,
How would you want that to? How would you want that to turn out, though? I mean, what would be the premise of it? A Cena heel turn? Please let it be a Cena heel turn.
that could be the case. I mean, I don't think people would be I don't believe people would be against it. I also don't believe people would be against Roman Reigns turning heel. I truly believe, and I'm not going to go off topic here, but I'm going to
Hello.
here hopefully
There you
have that
go.
occur. But there are other opponents he could face besides Braun Strowman, in which case I will get into something from Undertaker's side and what his response is to that, because I actually heard from the rumor bandwagon from JD's Off the Script show that he mentions this. But there are other opponents. Chris Jericho has been throwing his hat in there to say, hey, I'd love to face Undertaker at WrestleMania. And guess what?
If
That would be
if
a
he can
great
do what he did
match.
with Shawn Michaels against Undertaker, that'd be a great match.
Yeah, I don't know if Jericho could perform on the same level as Shawn Michaels did, but I believe
Oh
that
no!
match
I'm
would be
saying if
good.
I'm saying if Jericho can take what his match against what Shawn was, at 19 and do it with Undertaker, that'd be great.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. That I definitely agree with. I think that match would be perfect. I don't think there would be any on that. Kevin Owens would be another great opponent. That's just my opinion. I think that he would be a great young star. Well, he's not exactly young, but he's new in WWE, and I think he would be great for Undertaker, and it would definitely help Kevin
Wait,
Owens
who'd you
out.
say it was?
Uh, Kevin Owens facing Undertaker.
Yeah.
That would be a great new WWE star to face Undertaker. I think that would be good for both ends. Definitely, Undertaker be able to work with a younger talent. Well, not exactly younger, but new to WWE. And for Kevin Owens, whether he wins or loses, that really doesn't matter. Um, Other guys: AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan. Uh, there is talk that Daniel Bryan might show up at
WrestleMania?
Monday Night Raw. I don't know whether it's for WrestleMania or he's just going to address his wrestling status, but there are rumors that he will not accept any other type of job in WWE except for a wrestling role. That's it.
So they're not going to make him the new GM of Monday Night Raw.
No, that ain't happening. I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see any of that. Daniel Bryan needs to be in a WWE ring. He's been clarified that and cleared to wrestle. So enough of
By
this
WWE
fucking bullshit.
doctors?
No, by other.
By the WWE doctors.
No, not by WWE doctors. By the fucking damn
Okay,
other
that's the problem. Because
specialists.
that's the issue we have here. Because we know that he's seen in different doctors and they've all cleared him, but for some reason, WWE's staff doctors claim, "Oh no, you're not ready to compete. You're one concussion away from being brain damaged or whatever the cause they're giving him."
I don't know what the case may be, but personally, I feel the whole situation's retarded.
Yeah,
Um,
they keep
and
giving Daniel Bryan the shaft, and it's not right.
yep, true on that. There is talk about possibility of a change in the WrestleMania match main event. Roman Reigns might not win the triple threat match.
So what are we looking at here? Ambrose?
That, in my opinion, would be a great pick. And I'll tell you why. That promo he did with Brock Lesnar was great. Now, there is talk that Brock Lesnar and Ambrose may face each other at WrestleMania if they decide to nix the idea with him and Bray Wyatt, which I think would be a good idea for both competitors because I don't think Dean Ambrose should be doing anything except for a big name wrestler like Brock or
No,
Triple H.
let's face the facts. Bray Wyatt is a good wrestler. The fact that his character's been flushed out, but when it comes to big main event WrestleManias, he keeps getting squashed, and it hurts him. You put him against
Now,
Brock Lesnar, he's pretty much gonna get squashed.
yeah, I don't think that Bray Wyatt needs to face a lighter competitor. You know, I can't think of anyone right now off the top of my head. I'd have to take time to think about it, and I don't want to do that. But
Yeah, because almost everyone's been injured, so what's the point? You can't think of anyone.
I mean, Cesaro and Bray Wyatt would have been a great opponent for him. I mean, Cesaro would have been good, and it would have been good for Cesaro. He would have been able to face a guy that's been placed on a higher level in
Yeah.
WrestleMania matches than most people in their young time in WWE. But,
Okay. Yeah. Also,
but
speaking of the injured list, Do you happen to catch on Joe Cronin that they mentioned that possibly that Finn is He's injured.
Yeah, I did,
All right.
unfortunately. And I think he's still going to defend the NXT World Championship, too.
Well, it hasn't really been confirmed. They just said he may have just gotten a slight sprain. He was seen on some crutches, and they just probably want to be safe. So it hasn't really confirmed that he's completely out of commission. Hopefully.
Well, truth of the matter is, in my opinion on that, if they think that there is any case of the matter that he is slight injured or even injured, keep him off. Not off television for NXT shows, but keep him out of the ring wrestling wise. I would save that whole thing with Samoa Joe and Finn Balor
Sami Zayn.
for those two guys to not wrestle whatsoever. I think they need to do promos, produce some sort of emotion behind that. I'm pretty sure they've done that. I don't watch NXT on a consistent weekly basis, but after WrestleMania 32, I think I'm going to because this company sucks.
Well, Finn actually had a great match with Apollo Crews last week, so.
Yeah, I kind of figured that much. I didn't watch that one, but whatever. Um, but yeah, Dean Ambrose, the getting into Braun Strowman. This is gonna make you laugh before I get into Undertaker's response to this. From
Okay.
JD, from off the script from JD from New York 206, he reported on his show that there is a very slight chance that there will be a six-man tag team match with the Wyatt family members of Braun Strowman, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan going up against Kane, The Big Show, and The Undertaker.
Oh, okay. So basically, it's Survivor Series. Survivor Series all over again, or SummerSlam all over again? Just adding Big Show to the mix. It's been a while.
Kinda, only Bray
Yeah,
Wyatt's
it was
not
Survivor
involved.
Series with the. Oh, yeah, it was basically Survivor Series. Okay, well, point is, if that's what they're gonna do, if that's how they're gonna build up the whole Undertaker match with a six-man tag, it feels like they're just trying to fill in some gaping holes.
I don't know. Me personally, uh, I laughed when I heard this. I really
I mean,
did.
I think a six-man tag would probably be best choice, but I don't know.
Huh? Wait,
Depends who
are
they
you
throw in.
fucking crazy? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop a second. You actually would think that's a good idea?
I said that's probably the only thing they could do. Not that's a good idea, depending on who they threw in. Because I thought Brock Lesnar would be facing the Wyatt family, and they would throw him in a six-man tag or something.
No, none of that's happening. I'm sorry to say. And another thing that's thrown out there is Undertaker. There's rumor that Undertaker has responded to the match idea, and Undertaker is 100% against the idea of him versus Braun Strowman at WrestleMania. So there
Just
is.
honestly, what would be the build-up? Where would they go with that? I mean, you can't just.
They want Braun Strowman to beat the shit out of the Big Show at Fastlane and then go ahead and make him look like a dominating superstar to go up against The Undertaker. I guess apparently Undertaker would show up at one point on a Monday Night Raw show and Braun Strowman would just go to challenge him at WrestleMania. Like, who the fuck cares? Really?
I mean, there's so many other people they could pick. I mean,
Exactly.
granted, they're talking about Undertaker versus Cena. Cena gets injured. Every wrestling fan alive wants to see Undertaker versus Sting, but that's never going to happen.
Yeah, that definitely is not going to happen. But Undertaker versus John Cena would be my. I would I would do that in a heartbeat, no doubt about it. Um,
Anything
yeah,
else?
trying to think here. There was a lot of stuff he mentions. Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar. What are your thoughts on that for a WrestleMania match?
Long as it isn't for the IC title, I'd love to see that. A good old fashioned fight.
Now, I don't want to see the IC title on the line between him and Brock Lesnar. I think that would be stupid. But
No, of course not.
But Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose just one-on-one in a hardcore match. Brock walks away the winner, but Dean Ambrose looks good in the process. And here's something that would even be better, that would give Dean Ambrose a hell of a recognition.
If he can make Lesnar bleed, that's an accomplishment.
I think they should both end up bleeding. I think they should make them both be bloody and battered. And I think at the end of the match, Brock Lesnar wins, but he picks Dean Ambrose up and he shakes his hand.
Yeah. And of course, if they beat the crap out of each other and say if Lesnar can't get up on his own power like they did with Undertaker, that'd be something for Ambrose. They took Lesnar to the limit.
Well, I don't know about that, but I do believe that they should have both of them in a bloody mess of a war, and at the end of it, have Brock Lesnar shake Dean Ambrose's hand, basically notifying to the audience that Dean Ambrose is one tough son of a bitch. And I think
we already know that from the Last Man Standing match.
Well, yeah, but him to go up against Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar being the character that's built up the way he is, to shake Dean Ambrose's hand and still walk away victorious against Dean Ambrose would show
you'd want to see that, but I can tell you this right now, you won't see it, because that's just the kind of person Lesnar is in real life.
No, I don't see Brock Lesnar that way. I see that he's with somebody and he knows that they fought their ass off. He gives them respect and props. He did that in UFC. I mean, he was a guy that, I believe I'm the best, I'm the man, but he had respect for other competitors. He definitely had respect for Randy Couture. But he said, hey, all the doubters, all the people say, oh, I can't make it in UFC. I did it. Here I am, motherfuckers. He basically talks shit about the doubters.
If only CM Punk can do that too.
But fuck CM Punk. I don't even want to talk about him right now. He's already got his opponent is Mike Gailey or whatever the fuck is. He ain't even that big of a name. I never even heard of the mofo until they announced that he was going to be the guy facing CM Punk, and he won his last fight. This guy Mike Gailey. So whatever. Who cares about that?
Well, I'm sure you're gonna be watching that pay-per-view, that UFC.
Either that, or I'll watch it on the UFC Fight Pass once it's able. You can watch it for free and not have to pay for it. Which will be like 30 days after its initial release on pay-per-view. So. Yeah, with that being said, I think Brock Lesnar shaking Dean Ambrose's hand would be really good. But here's a little twist. I actually heard that one wrestling critic off of JD from New York, what he was reading off of an article, said that they should make Roman Reigns win the world title in a simplistic manner and have him celebrate with his family in the middle of the ring as a way of saying sorry to what happened at WrestleMania 31, because the family was told that more than likely he was going to win that match. Well, here's something that would be good. You're talking about, oh, I want Roman Reigns to turn heel. I want him to turn heel. And a lot of people
against his family?
No. This would be a really creative and something that has never been done.
Okay.
I don't believe so, to my knowledge, but maybe it has. Roman Reigns wins the world title. We go ahead, we have pretty much similar to what that guy said, that wrestling analyst. But you have Dean Ambrose come to the ring, celebrate with Roman Reigns, shake his hand, congratulate him. He comes up on top of the rope, comes down from the top of the rope, Roman Reigns, after holding the belt up in the air, takes the belt and cranks Dean Ambrose right in the freaking head. After that, Triple H comes up to Roman Reigns, shakes his hand. Triple H, Roman Reigns' family, and Roman Reigns celebrate in the middle of the ring with Dean Ambrose laying flat on his ass and Triple H has got his new goon bag to work with, his new student, per se, that he mentors at that point in time. And his
And
family
that can somehow
also
be built
looks
up
like,
on the whole Triple H and Seth Rollins thing at SummerSlam.
yeah, that would be a great way. You could say, hey, what the fuck, man? You looked at me as the guy from the Shield, so you go with the second grade, second least best talent that was trying to be put over by WWE and couldn't. But now all of a sudden he won the title. You're going to just open your arms graciously and that's it? All you're telling me is that you just want whoever's the champion to be part of your group. And that's all there is to it. That's a
Basically,
simple way of
plus
starting the storyline.
you can go either way. As long as Reigns turns heel, regardless how they do it, I'll be happy because I can't stand Reigns as a face. I mean, he has no
I
character.
really think that what I just said would be extremely shocking. You know, like Jeff Hardy turning heel in 2010 TNA Bound for Glory pay-per-view. That is
Well,
what you
let's
will.
just hope he. Let's just hope at WrestleMania they go with something that's not completely bullshit. I mean, yes, the match is predictable, but not the aftermath.
Exactly. They need to do something shocking for the aftermath. That's what needs to happen. Predictability aftermath is not what we need. We're going to get, I understand that predictability for the actual result of the match is going to be happening, but they could do something that's shocking and completely unexpected by what happens after the match is over. You know,
Okay.
we've seen many a times, you know, Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero, WrestleMania 20, they were both celebrating the ring as two world champions, and that was a great moment. This would be a shocking moment for an aftermath with Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, and it would be the perfect ending to their, you know, uh,
Deal.
deal with being allies with one another.
Okay, well, let's just leave it at that. We can talk to John about this on the next random wrestling talk. I
Yeah.
think we pretty much.
Yeah, we definitely are going to reintroduce this conversation with John. So, John, if you happen to watch this, we'll definitely talk about that with you on Random Wrestling Talk, episode number 10. But
We
anyway,
made
at
it,
this
people!
time,
Double digits!
yay! But yeah, we're going to do that on Tuesday night. So I definitely will
Ooh,
be with you two
let me make a
guys.
suggestion.
Yes.
For next random wrestling talk, can you go bye and bring back Phil? You haven't seen him in months.
Philip the Wrestling Reviewer? You mean,
You mean this guy? Philip the Wrestling Reviewer? Nah, I've taken a vacation off to Hawaii. I just returned back just to respond to your request, and I decided I'm going to stay in Hawaii for a very long time, injecting myself with heroin and smoking tons of crack. Thank you and good night.
Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the Philip Wrestling Reviewer character, which if you guys have not seen, if you're new to the channel, you could definitely look through my videos, and I'm sure you'll find several of them. He's a pretty interesting character I came up with. But anyway, at this time, guys, smack it down on that subscribe button, and definitely leave your comments and opinions down below. I definitely like hearing from you guys, and we're
And we
getting a lot of.
apologize for the technical difficulties at the beginning of the show.
Yes, very much so. I do apologize to you guys. If you guys have not paid attention to part one, which they're kind of the same exact title, look for the one that has the fewest minutes on it, and that will be part one. Part two is this one, of course. So anyway, at this time, guys, thank you very much for watching. And also, to the subscribers on my channel who have mentioned they enjoy the Random Wrestling Talk, again, you guys, I really appreciate your comments and compliments to our Random Wrestling Talk show. That's what we're here for. God only knows WWE sure as hell can't fill in that void at this point in time because of how shitty they really are. Anyway, at this time, thank
If
you
you're
very
lucky
much.
enough to get into the indies, more power to you. You can actually watch all that good stuff.
Exactamundo. But anyway, at this time, thank you very much. Enjoy. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and have a great night, guys. Bye.
Go Denver!